Hey guys, this is Exquisite here. Feed the Beast, Ultimate Pack, Let's Play Episode 6. I have done a lot of stuff, and I'm ready to show you guys. First thing I did, originally I had my ladder all the way down to my mine. Well, I got tired of the weight, and I have a jetpack. Well, it took forever to get down there, so I just did this. I put just enough water blocks stopped by the sign to take no damage even if wearing no armor, and then I just make a speedy exit with my jetpack. Second thing I did, I upgraded the macerator to a rotary macerator, which takes refined iron and an advanced machine block, which is just 16 coal dust turned into carbon plates, and then advanced alloy, which is a refined iron, a bronze, and a tin, and then you compress that down. Next that. Then I upgraded my compressor to a singularity compressor because, well, I just don't like waiting. So I'll show you how to make that. This is obsidian, another advanced machine block, and then your compressor in the middle. The next thing, however, I upgraded my extractor to a centrifuge extractor. Now, to do so, the problem is, to make that, it takes electrolyzed water cells. How do you make electrolyzed water cells? Well, you need an industrial electrolyzer. Now, an industrial electrolyzer isn't going to run off of my thermal generator I made in the last episode. So what I did is I modified my electric a little bit here. I've got alright. So now I've got a feed coming out of the thermal generator right here, excuse me, and it goes off that direction, and then it comes to this battery box, and you can see with my one thermal generator I'm doing pretty good. It stays full all the time. Then I hit these machines. Well, where does that other cable go? Let me show you where that goes. Comes down here, and I made an MFSU. You can see it's not fully charged yet, but it's charging nicely. Now, to do this, there's a couple things that had to happen. First, I needed to make an MFE. Now, the MFE takes 4 energy crystals, 4 2x gold insulated cable, and a machine block, which is just 8 refined iron in a square. Now, these is just gold surrounded by rubber, and it makes conveniently 4 of them. To make these energy crystals, you see, oh my god, it uses a diamond surrounded by redstone. Well, no, you can actually just put a ruby and surround that by redstone, so it's actually pretty cheap to make. You end up with a lot of rubies in this game. Now, so once you make the MFE, that takes you up to the medium voltage. MFSU, on the other hand, takes you to 512, which would be your high voltage. To do so, you've got an MFE in the center. Now it uses an advanced machine block. You know how to make that. An advanced circuit, we've seen that. Now, what is this Lapotron crystal? Oh my god. Well, you take your energy crystal that you made to make your MFE, you make 6 more, you put 2 circuits on each one, and then you put lapis on each one, and that's how you get that. So, I've got my feed coming in off the one thermal generator, keep in mind. Now, you can't use this copper cable, obviously, for 512 coming out. So, I sacrificed a diamond, and I used 2 electrum, which gave me 8 of the glass fiber cable, and it comes over to a medium voltage transformer. Comes in to the off-colored side, And then it comes over here and it hits a low voltage transformer, which comes back, and I'll show you where it goes. No, first I'll show you this. Okay, out of my MFE, or my medium voltage transformer, I come straight up through the floor. You probably saw this already. Let's put that piece of marble back in my floor. Here's my industrial electrolyzer. This thing consumes, to make that, it uses an unbelievable amount of iron. You have to make an extractor. Pretty straightforward, you've made them before. You need to make an electrolyzer, which is pretty simple. Machine block, 2 empty cells, which is just 410, and then some copper cable and a circuit. Not much there. Then you need to make a magnetizer, which is a machine block, and then you need to make iron fence, which you haven't seen yet. It's 6 refined iron gives you 12, so you end up with a bunch of iron fence for no reason. Then you need 2 advanced circuits, and then 4 refined iron plates, and finally you end up with the industrial electrolyzer. Now to do that, I simply came over to my magma or my liquid transposer, and I put empty cells in there, and then I put snowballs in here, and it gave me water cells, and I brought them over here, and I put my water cells in there, and out came electrolyzed water cells. Now, I do not have a Cori up and running yet, and I like to spend all my time in my mine shaft. Let me show you guys just how much I've been mining. It's ridiculous. You'll see the little mini map up in the corner. I have mined an astounding amount. We'll just pick this lane, show you how far I went. This is my strip mine at layer 12. I go this far in both directions, okay? Now I don't know about you, but I don't have a Cori like I said. This is very time consuming, okay? I want to spend as little time mining as possible, and I damn sure don't want to spend my time up around layers, 40 and 45 to get copper and tin. So I made another machine. Get back out of the mine. Let's go back into the MJ room. This machine right here, the industrial centrifuge. You'll see right here I've got lava in it, which is coming from the tesseract, which is feeding the thermal generator and these magmatics. So it fills with lava at all times. It's coming off, go back down there. This low voltage transformer, the reason I have it set up this way is the problem with this machine here, the industrial centrifuge, is this. Find it. It uses 32 EU per tick. If it drops off 1 EU to 31, it stops. Therefore, you can't be running it off the same battery box as all this other stuff, because it will stop and abort its process, and you'll never be making anything. So by coming off my medium voltage transformer, then a low voltage transformer, it's always getting a steady 32 EU per tick off of the MFSU. So it never stops, it always has power like it's supposed to. Now coming out of it, I've got a redstone engine, a little pipe, comes over here, and I believe it's under this one here. No, it's under this one here. I've got an iron pipe. And if you're not familiar with that, you hit it with your wrench, and the opening right here will move each time you click it with the wrench. The open side is where your materials will go. So I just conjoined it off that redstone and that pipe coming from a pulverizer that goes into this chest, and so does this now. Now the centrifuge has run for 1 night and 1 day, and this is the amount of tin it made, this is the amount of copper ingots it made, and this is the amount of electrum it made just by spinning lava. It's a very worthwhile machine to have. It takes time, but look at all that free resources. And you can see it's already made 37 more, 50 of those, 23 of those, and it also makes tiny piles of tungsten dust, which I've converted into tungsten dust by just putting 4 tinies to make one dust. Very, very worthwhile. And of course I built another chunk loader, and the reason being is when I'm offline I have this industrial centrifuge always spinning and always making this material for me. Oh, and also I added, I don't think I showed you guys this yet, I built a sawmill, and it uses MJ. And I'll show you how to make that real quick. This thing is because I'm lazy and I just really don't like to cut trees very often. That's the wrong one. It just takes a machine frame, which is gold, 4 iron and 4 glass, an iron axe, redstone reception coil, which is gold, 2 redstone, 2 planks of wood, and 2 copper. Now what this thing does, okay, you put a log in there and you get 6 out, and it always gives you a sawdust, which I could do without the sawdust, but whatever, you know. You put a chest in there, you get 8. You put a note block, you get 8. You put a bed, you get 3, and you get some wool back. It's just it's a handy item, okay? Oh, in fact, I didn't even know this until just now. I was showing you guys this. What was that? Put rubber wood in there, you get planks, and you get some sticky resin some of the time. You put the other kind of rubber wood in there, you get planks, sticky resin sometimes, or that kind of rubber wood. So it's just it's a pretty handy item, okay? So there's that. Now, purposefully, this little temporary base, as you can see, it's very crowded. You know, I've got rubber up there, I've got rubber here, I've got cobblestone, coal, redstone, I've got this quartz grinder that isn't even needed anymore, I've got my EU machines, my thermal generator, my plate bending machine, all this crap, right? Okay, I have all this crap. And the reason I leave it in this little temporary base is just so you guys can really appreciate the advances you're going to see in the next upcoming episodes when I start to use applied energistics and get my quarry going and a blast furnace and all that. So this is strictly a temporary base, and my brother, who also is a YouTuber, goes by YifRaptor, he also has recently started on this server, and we've built a little nether hub, and this takes me straight to my lava pumping station in the nether. So we can go check out his place real quick. Here's our little nether hub, and that would be back to my base, and this would be to his. Okay, this was his little temporary setup here. His pumping station, nether hub, again. Not fancy here. He's got a little cactus wall and a fence in his farm. Keep stuff from coming in here. And then his mine shaft, obviously. Now you come over here, and he has started to set up his real deal. He's got his stuff here. Over here he's got his other machines. In fact, he's even stepped it up a notch. He has a blast furnace up and running. industrial electrolyzer. So he's well on his way. Got a chunk loader keeping his stuff going. So stay tuned. I think he's going to be starting to make some episodes soon. Okay, let's get back to my base here. It's a nice easy way to get around. Linking books, you just make an empty book. It's just a leather and 3 paper. Paper can be made with sugar cane or any number of things really. Salt, wood pulp, wood chips. And then you just right click it here in your house, and then you make another one into the nether and right click again, and another one for the other base or what have you. Then you just need a lectern to stand it on like that. Otherwise the book just drops to the ground after you use it. And the lectern's just wood planks and a stick. Pretty simple. Anyway, I hope you guys like what I've done so far, and stay tuned. There's going to be a whole lot going on. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Exquisite is out.